Welcome to Lanyard Parenting. Tony and Cassie back.
Today we're going to talk about how to make parenting a success by making teamwork the goal. Because everybody knows that teamwork makes the dream work. Don't forget to like, comment on the video, subscribe to our channel for all things parenting. So, take it away. What's our first skill?
Yeah, first skill today we're going to talk about is communication. It is very important to communicate, discuss each other's responsibilities. Let me give you an example. When we learned about the pregnancy, one of the first things that we communicated, importance of not going 3, 4, 5 days in a row with a lack of sleep or poor sleep. We wanted to make sure that each person took turns day to day with the baby. It's nothing fun about going to sleep and then waking up 2 hours later, going to sleep. So we wanted to make sure that each person would have nights with the baby. So we communicated that to each other.
And when we did this, what was super helpful is that this really helped with me going back to work. We communicated that I needed to make sure that I was getting enough sleep to be effective at work and not have too many problems. And so we created a solution to making sure that neither one of us suffered alone. Our second skill is flexibility in supporting each other. No,
No?
not that kind
That's
of
pretty flexible for a 46-year-old, but not quite like when I was 26.
Not that kind of flexibility.
Okay.
The kind of flexibility we're talking about is flexibility with what we're doing, how we're doing it, when we're doing it. So most of the time, as parents, we have schedules, we're doing our things every day, basically the same, but occasionally come home, had a long day at work, had a bad meeting, got a new project, missed a deadline, and our mental health is not great. Super important to be flexible in who does what, when we do what, making sure that we're supporting the other person. A couple of months ago, I was training for the Chicago Marathon, and one of the things is that I was running 30, 35 miles a week. So Tony was super flexible and was supportive of me during that time and took on almost all of the responsibilities of managing our house while I was training for this marathon. So it's super important to be flexible and support your partner in order to be an effective team.
Yeah, and my wife works very, very hard, so we said no problem with doing a marathon there. But me doing a marathon, maybe way down the road. But anyway, the next important skill to have is quality time and self-care. So quality time, you want to make sure that each individual is spending quality time with the child. It's very important for that child to get quality time with each parent. That way, get time with the father, get time with the mother, and it's not 90% one parent, 10% the other parent. And then when you're talking about self-care, it's very important for each individual. It's important for your own mental health to be able to go do things on your own. Take care of yourself, whether it's maybe going, for myself, I go to the gym, go exercise, go play with my buddies to do some golf. Cassie just mentioned that she'll go do training for the marathon. But these things are very important. We get back to where, hey, you don't want the person to feel like I'm doing so much work that I have no time for myself and I'm just mentally taxed right now. So it's a very important thing to take care of yourself.
I think it's also important to note here quality time, not just for your kids and yourself, but also as a couple together, as a partnership. A lot of times in parenthood, your relationship gets lost, and this is one of the things that can cause a lot of ineffective teamwork because we're basically roommates at this point. So our fourth skill is prioritizing and making sure that we have equal responsibilities. So one of the things I tell patients all the time is that you cannot have everything be priority one. I know it's very tempting. We're managing 3-4 people's lives. It's not easy to make everything a priority. It's actually not easy. It's actually impossible to prioritize everything. So you need to make sure that you have priorities. This could mean things like if you have a family dinner coming up, putting the kids in their room to do some quiet play while you clean the house or get the meal together, because the meal, the family dinner, is the priority. equal responsibilities. As Tony was saying earlier, you don't want your relationship to be imbalanced. You want to make sure that everybody is doing equal work. It's never going to be 50-50. You want it to be as close to 50-50 as possible. So if I make dinner, Tony's going to do the dishes. If he's putting the kids to bed, I'm going to do a quick pickup of the house. So you want to make sure that you're equally having responsibilities for your home and with your kids.
Last skill that you want to be able to possess is to do regular check-ins, check in with each other on a weekly basis. It's something you guys should probably put down, like maybe on your phone or your calendar, that we're going to sit down for 30 minutes every week, see how we're doing mentally, how we're doing physically, how's everything going with the children, how's everything going with each other. That way, if something arises, if there is a problem, we can catch these problems early. A lot of times in life, unfortunately, we don't talk about problems until they've built up to be so big, and when it comes out, the communication is obviously not the best because it's been simmering for so long. Let's do them, let's check in every week. That way we can make sure that we're on top of things and nothing ever gets too bad.
This is one of the top skills that I give to patients is regular check-ins. I like to tell them to make it fun, to do things you enjoy. So schedule it in your phone as an appointment, as a meeting that you cannot miss. You know, get some dessert or make a cocktail, sit down with your partner and really talk about what's going on, what's coming up. Super important.
Yeah. To summarize our teamwork today, the most important one is communication. Listen to all 5 tips. They all have communication in them. So communication, communication, communication. With that being said, guys, please like, comment on our video, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Till next week. See ya.
See you soon.